Drought, hunger, starvation, and death. This could be the best way to describe the desperate situation facing many communities in Kenya, especially the northern part of Kenya, including Turkana, Marsabit, Mandera, and Samburu, among many others. According to the Kenya Disaster Management Authority, 10 out of 47 counties are currently in the red alert stage. An estimated 4.35 million Kenyans are in dire need of food and water and face starvation. A large percentage of these are children who face acute malnutrition and mortality. The current drought in Kenya is the longest ever faced, with rains not falling in most parts of the country for as long as 4 years, attributed to the adverse effects of climate change. Food production across the country has gradually underperformed, leading to shortages of major food commodities. The situation is complicated further by rising cost of living, high inflation rates, and tough economic times. Most of the affected regions in Kenya are majorly homes of the pastoralist communities. These communities entirely depend on their livestock for their daily livelihoods. The camels, goats, and cows have not been spared by the tough times either. Many have died from long periods of no water and something to feed on. The few water points available in these areas are hundreds of miles away. Sometimes it takes a full day walk through the blazing hot and dry desert in search of what is now the desert gold water. And the little that is brought home is not enough either. Children in some communities have become the breadwinners. In Turkana, the children compete at the fisher's destination to fillet the fish and receive the fish bones and skeletons to take home for their family's meal. Others wade through the swampy reeds on Lake Turkana in search of the roots of the reeds for the day's meal. They desperately eat them to fill up their stomachs, not caring the risk of diseases they face. Many starving families have resorted to eating wild fruits, the only possible meal available. It takes about 7 hours to boil the wild fruits to rid them of their poison and soften them before every member of the family can have a bite of few of their day's meal. According to the reports from the Kenya Meteorological Department, this drought will stay with us for a little longer before the hope of a drop of rain comes along to save a life. And these families will face this death threat for a couple of more months. GOA seeks to provide help for these communities. In some parts of Turkana, the residents enjoy water closer home. Praise the Lord. However, these communities have nothing to feed their children upon. The young children are malnourished, while the school-going children no longer attend school for lack of strength and the need to fend on their families. You can partner with GOA today by donating to GOA Hope for Nations initiative to feed and water a family and a community that faces starvation today.